Hi, my name is Frank Schaeffer. I am a painter and a writer and a commentator and a blogger and someone who has watched the American political scene for a long time from the inside, first as a religious rights and religious right activist in the 1970s and 80s when I was the nepotistic sidekick to my evangelist father, Francis Schaeffer, and we stormed around the country in Jerry Falwell's borrowed jet, trying to save America by bringing it back to God and to Christian values, family values, and all the rest of it. And I bailed in the 1980s after my dad died and realized that I did not want to spend my life entirely in the camp of reactionaries kicking back against science, truth, fact, progress, tolerance, openness, inclusivity. And I became an activist on the other side of the issues, on the side of open, tolerant, loving, compassionate behavior that embraces one idea above others, and that is the intrinsic value of beauty. Beauty in all aspects of life, beauty in care for the planet, beauty in care for each other. In Donald Trump's backing out of the Paris Climate Accords, we have an example of the collision between the essential values which make life worth living and everything that makes you, and perhaps all of us at one time or another, ashamed of simply being a human being, a raper of the planet, a destroyer of everything around us. We like our little fictions that we are not what we seem to be sometimes. We like to help others. We like to be altruistic. We like the feeling we get from shared empathy because we want life to mean more than simply a hard scrabble of survival, of dog eat dog, of cruelty. We want life to be more. And Donald Trump has told us, no, life is not more, life is less. Greed, competition, no altruism, no empathy for the other, closing doors instead of opening them, is the world that he thinks actually exists out there. But there is another world, and great leadership all through history has appealed to that other world, that other worldview, and that is that there is a higher and more noble way to see life. And that yes, it is hard scrabble, and yes, we all compromise, we all do things we are ashamed of. And yes, we live in a bloody cycle of predator behavior, whether it's in nature or in human nature. But, as the Renaissance in Italy showed, and the Enlightenment in France showed, and yes, even parts of the Protestant Reformation showed, with the adherence to the rule of law that came out of Reformation countries, with the civility that we have seen in things like the great imperial Chinese rise of art through 5,000 years of history in China, in all cultures, in Indian culture, the aspirations of Buddhism, the aspirations of the higher call of spirituality. There has been this competing narrative in human history. And now as we back out of the Paris Climate Control Accords, we have a president who has told us there is nothing more to life than simply America first or me first. Greed in this family of his, which sees the White House as a means to cash in on the presidency through the nepotism and the corruption that has come with the Trump clan, more akin to Tony Soprano than to anything we recognize as moral leadership. So as Trump backs out of the climate accords, he gives the planet a chance to reassess its own values. Are we going to simply be about the moment, the satisfaction of the moment, or are we going to have enough of a vision to understand that there is more to life, that the planet is worth saving not just because we can profit from it, but because it is beautiful, it is noble, it is lovely. It is this oasis of life that we have been given in the universe. that we should be tending like a garden, like a lover, like a child. Trump is a destroyer and must be stopped at all costs. He is an incompetent fool. Our country deserves better. The planet deserves better. Resist, rescind, punish the Republican Party. Take it apart piece by piece and replace it with people whose motivating heartbeat is compassion and love and the embrace of beauty and our beautiful planet. It's up to us Americans to stop this fool. My name is Frank Schaeffer.